Today we're talking about compliments.
Compliments.
It's easy. Spray a little on the neck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Compliments are gonna be chasing you down the street. It's really that easy. You can just roll out of bed, you can still be in your pajamas. Spray on the fragrance and you're good. Compliments will just be flooding towards you, right?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So yeah, it doesn't quite work like that. Is the fragrance the only reason why you're getting compliments? In my opinion, the answer is no. It's all about the entire package. So fragrance is an extension of yourself, your appearance, an extension of the atmosphere you're giving off, your overall vibe. Are you making yourself approachable? Are you putting your best self forward? Well, if so, and you choose the right fragrance, then you might get compliments, but it's not guaranteed. But of course, when we do get compliments, it's always nice, right? If you're always putting your best self forward, you're carrying yourself with class, then fragrance can just be an accessory to all of that. But I'm guessing you clicked on this video because you want compliments, right? Well,
can I help you with that?
No, but I am gonna show you 5 fragrances in my collection that have garnered me recent compliments. They don't give me compliments every time I wear them, but I'll occasionally get compliments when I do wear them. So today, I'd like to share 5 fragrances with you that have garnered recent compliments. Let's go. All right, guys, first up from the house of Mosque Milano, we have Russian Tea. So this is an aromatic and spicy fragrance. It's very unique and it's perfect for cozy winter days. Maybe you're going to a cafe and lounging around a bit. This one's fantastic for that. So this one features black tea, incense, raspberry, and mint. It's blended to absolute perfection. And it's also made by one of my favorite perfumers, Julian Rasconnay. He does amazing work. So upon initial spray with this one, you get a blast of mint, black tea, and some raspberry. And then you have some leather and incense notes that are kind of in the background. And as you start to dry down, those notes start to push forward a bit more. Overall, this is an absolute gorgeous and very unique scent. I don't have another fragrance that smells like this in my collection. This is an amazing one. And this one is quite strong, so you don't need to go too heavy on the trigger. I wore this one the other day and I did 3 sprays and it lasted the entire day. I actually wore it to work. So I went to work, I could smell it throughout the day. And then even when I came home, I was still able to catch whiffs of it. So this one is very strong, but yeah, it is perfect for those cold winter days, in my opinion. It gives you vibes of like, sitting in a cafe, sipping on just some hot black tea. It's a very warming fragrance. This is an amazing one, and I'm looking forward to wearing this one a bit more. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Russian Tea by Mosque Milano. Next up, from the house of BDK, we have Wood Jasmine. This is an amber floral fragrance, and this one gives me vibes of like having some fruits that's dropped in a wooden barrel that's full of booze, and it's almost kind of fermenting in a way, giving off a very fruity, boozy feel, which just smells, it's quite intoxicating. So basically with this one, you have some fruits in the top, in the mid, you have some florals, and in the base, you have some patchouli, incense, and vanilla, and that really helps to give this fragrance a bit more depth. Yeah, this one smells absolutely amazing, and it's one of my favorites from the house for sure, along with Tabac Rose and Possessoir Extrait. I really love those. Gris Charnel's a banger too. BDK has a lot of good fragrances that you should check out if you haven't. But Wood Jasmine is one of those fragrances that hasn't really gotten a lot of love from the fragrance community, and I don't really understand why. I absolutely love this fragrance, and it's definitely one that you should check out. Get your nose on it, get a sample of it. Guys can easily wear this. It's unisex right down the middle, in my opinion. It's a lovely one. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Wood Jasmine by BDK. Next up, from the house of Virtus, we have Vanilla Oud. Man, gosh, what can I say about this one? I know you guys have probably seen other reviews on YouTube about this one, as this one's gotten quite a bit of hype, and for good reason. This is just such an intoxicating and unique fragrance, in my opinion. It's basically caramelized vanilla with some funk sprinkled in. This definitely has a blast of oud there. It's not off-putting by any means. In my opinion, it's a very easy on the nose oud. So it's funky, but it blends well with the caramelized vibe that this fragrance gives off. And you don't need a lot of sprays with this one. I mean, this one doesn't project too heavily, but it leaves just an intoxicating sillage trail, which I absolutely love about this fragrance. I think if this one projected really heavily, it might be too much. So it's nice that it's moderate projection, but the sillage is quite strong. It has a very strong sillage. And not to mention, this is such a cool bottle. This is probably the coolest bottle in my collection, to be honest. I really love it. Magnetic caps are always cool, right? But yeah, this is another one that I've gotten compliments from recently. And yeah, it's unique. It smells different. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Vanilla Oud by Virtus. Next up from the House of Jeroboam, we have Mixado. So this one's a very creamy and woody scent. It's quite sensual and even a little bit seductive. And it has like a dark mysteriousness about it as well. So I think it really kind of intrigues people and gets them curious. And I would say from the House of Jeroboam, this is probably the woodiest scent that they have in the collection. I haven't smelled all of them, but from the ones I've smelled so far, this is by far the woodiest one. So if you're not a fan of like woodsy scents, then this may not be up your alley. This is a gorgeous one in my opinion. And all of the Jeroboam fragrances are sold in 30 ml extrait de parfum concentration. You don't need a lot of sprays with these. You know, 1 or 2 sprays is plenty. They all have a great sillage to them and great performers in general. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Mixado by Jeroboam. And last but not least, from the house of Maison Violet, we have Un Air d'Apogée. Now this is definitely one of my favorite tobacco scents that's absolutely blended to perfection. And I don't have another tobacco scent like this in my collection. It's very unique. And I would say in terms of sillage trails, this one is up there with being top level. This is absolutely gorgeous. It leaves the most delicious smelling, like honey rich tobacco-y smell that you can imagine. And it's quite intoxicating. Now this fragrance doesn't have any honey in it, but it does have mimosa, and mimosa can give off kind of a powdery honey-like vibe, and that's exactly what it gives off in this fragrance. But man, it just combines so well with the tobacco here, and this is such a sexy one. So sexy. This one was perfumed by Natalie Lorsan, and she's actually created all of the fragrances for Maison Violet, and she's done an amazing job. And there's some other fragrances in that line that are definitely worth checking out. So if you can get yourself a sample set of Maison Violet, it will be definitely worth your money in my opinion. But yeah, this fragrance is very unique, and you know it's definitely a standout. Man, every time I smell this, I almost want to put this on and wear it because it smells that good. It is that intoxicating. I mean, gosh, I don't have anything on and I almost want to put this on right now because it is literally that sexy. And I can see why, if you're putting your best self forward and presenting yourself with class and you're wearing this, how it's possible to get compliments from this one. I mean, because man, this is such a sexy, intoxicating fragrance that, man, it's just unlike anything else I have in my collection. So yeah, it's a great one. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Maison Violet, Un Air d'Apogée. Sorry guys, I've been a bit under the weather lately, so I apologize if my throat's a bit scratchy or I cough a little bit on camera. Hopefully I can get over this sickness soon and be 100%. All right guys, so that's all I have for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's content, and let me know down in the comments section which fragrances you have in your collection that have garnered you recent compliments. I'd love to hear about them. I hope you guys are all staying healthy and well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.